Pakistan-US relations have eased somewhat following the reopening of NATO supply routes into Afghanistan, and they were closed last November after US-led NATO airstrike killed 24 Pakistani soldiers at a checkpoint close to the Afghan border. And the US took 7 months to apologize, and now the head of Pakistan's intelligence agency is in the US seeking an end to US drone strikes in his country. Our correspondent Daniel Khan has the story.
Pakistan has repeatedly called for an end to the drone strikes, calling them counterproductive. At Langley, the ISI chief is expected to push on with a new mechanism for drone attacks, which would involve the US sharing actionable intelligence on targets with Pakistan.
One of the major items on Lieutenant General Zahirul Islam's agenda for his visit and meeting his counterpart at Langley at CIA is that, firstly, the drones should stop. But as I look at it, as Obama has laid out in his policy very, very clearly, that the drone strikes are not likely to stop. Brookings Institute study which says that for every 10 persons killed, only one actual miscreant is killed. That means 9 innocent people lose their lives every day. Since Pakistan is not an official war zone, therefore the use of drone strikes on its territory is illegal.
Reports emerging in the last few months describing day-by-day developments from the negotiating chambers in Islamabad and Washington have spoken of proposals submitted and rejected, of counter-proposals and disagreements, putting across a nervous ambience in general. Now, finally, the two countries have signed a memorandum of understanding governing the movement of NATO supplies through Pakistan.
Part of the understanding is that as soon as I put the ink on the paper today in Washington in the morning...
You have already put that.
I have put it on, okay. And we are calling back to Washington. The coalition support funds will be released now. The $1.1 billion.
The agreement has been concluded on the eve of ISI Chief Lieutenant General Zahirul Islam's trip to the US to rebuild a counter-terrorism relationship that has seriously frayed due to a series of prickly episodes, including the American raid that killed Osama bin Laden, the shooting of 2 Pakistanis by CIA contractor Raymond Davis, and persistent accusations from the US that the ISI is sheltering Islamist militants. As things stand, even the signing of the MOU and General Islam's visit to the US look like important steps towards agreement after months of hostility. But experts believe it is unlikely that they will resolve the underlying issues that time and again rear their heads and threaten to push relations back to square one. Daniel Khan, CCTV, Islamabad.